If you're in Seattle, and you need to buy or sell a home, we'll be right there for you. Because we're the realtors that you can trust. So go to ronanddonsitdown.com.
You're listening to The Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? Happy New Year. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. And welcome back to The Ron and Don Show. He's Ron Upshaw. I'm Don O'Neill. And here we are in our studios in beautiful Ballard, Washington, where today... Can we stop the show here for a moment?
Stop the show.
I got a quick question.
We haven't even started the show.
I
didn't even get to say, what's up, Ron and Don Nation?
I got a quick question for you. I was listening to my friend Michael Bumpus on the Seahawks broadcast.
Okay.
We're going to talk
Go Hawks!
Yeah, go Hawks! We're going to talk Seahawks here in a moment. Before we get to that, though, he was saying... When he woke up the other morning and it was this cold outside, he went to the gas station, and I've done this before where you tell yourself, ever since Katrina, whenever I get to 3/4 of a tank, I fill my tank up, right?
3/4? I'm a little bit below half.
I'm kind of 3/4. Boy, if I'm making a real estate call, maybe I'll let it get to half, but never below that. Like just since Katrina, you never do that.
So you're always like, it's only $50 for me to fill up my tank.
Yeah,
half a tank.
Makes me so he said the other day he went to the gas station and it felt like today where it's 28 degrees outside but beautiful skies. He's pumping his gas, and he looks over and he sees this young lady and she's there and she's pumping her gas, and he feels like, you know what I need to do is I need to walk over there and help her out. So he goes to help her out, and then he looks inside the car. An old boy, that's what he calls him, old boy, is sitting inside the car in the passenger seat, scrolling through his phone while his girlfriend, his wife, we don't know who she is out pumping the gas. And Michael says to himself, I can't go over there and pump the gas now because that's kind of his job.
Time out.
And at the same time, he went a little sideways about it. He's like, that's a man's job. And he said afterwards he went home, he pulled his 8-year-old and his 12-year-old together and said, don't forget, boys, your job when I'm not here and because he travels a lot. He said number one, when mom's pumping the gas, you get out and pump the gas. Number 2, mama should never be taking the garbage out. And number 3, you got to make sure if mama cooks that mama don't do the dishes.
I'm
is that a good
the
lesson for an 8 and 12-year-old?
Is this happening during the CX broadcast?
Yeah, CX.
He's talking about the gas station?
This is a pre-game.
On the pre-pre.
It's the pre-pre. Yeah,
okay,
they sell everything now that they have like a 19-hour pre-game now that the Seahawks are so successful because it's the only way that radio can make money right now.
Before we're going into episode 951, we want to talk about gender roles.
Well, I just want to know, what would you have done in that moment? Would you have helped pump the gas if you saw a dude there not helping because he retreated?
All right.
Would you retreat?
I can ask you a very important question.
Yeah.
How attractive is this woman?
She sounded hot, but it's on the AM dial. Everyone sounds hot on the AM dial.
So, because you know that factors in.
Right.
Like if it's a woman, and I'm sorry to be sexist, I'm going to just jump into the deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
If it's a woman and she's got a dress on and it's 28 degrees, and you're like, it sort of feels like she's more vulnerable to the elements. You would go over. I don't know if I've ever assisted a woman
with a pantsuit.
With a pantsuit, or at the gas station.
Yeah.
Like if
someone got out and it looked like Hillary Clinton, you wouldn't help out?
With which pantsuit?
Yeah. Good point.
Good point.
All right, let's get to the Seahawks.
All right.
Go Hawks! See! Hawks! See! Hawks! So I went to the game the other night. There's a lot of that. And I'll be honest, I get sick of it. I get a little tired of it because it's a lot of drunk people just yelling that.
Right.
And I don't want to hear that when I'm at the urinal. When I'm at the urinal, I just want to hear Rabes Who knows how much longer Steve
At the
Ray-
urinal, you want to hear, wash hands!
Yeah.
Wash hands!
There's none of that going on
There's a lot of people not washing
There's
their
a lot
hands
of
at the
guys
Seahawks game.
go in there.
Woo!
They think because they don't touch anything,
No. Wash your
that
hands.
you can just touch and go.
No.
It's touch,
Wash, go.
Everyone knows that.
Exactly.
And then I'll see you at the condiment stand. It's really shocking because the condiments are right outside the bathroom. All the men that carry their burger from Kid Valley into the bathroom, they do what they're doing. They walk out, burger and bag, they go right to the condiment stand.
No hand wash.
No hand wash, right into the ketchup.
Well, I think that the chanting has reached absurd levels because
Yeah.
I also, in the ticket you gave me for the last Rams game, which we're going to talk about, I had a bunch of Rams fans that were chanting MVP after every play.
Yeah.
Interception, like MVP. And it was like, it was funny the first 73 times you did it, and now it's annoying and I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, please stop.
Because I think you were sitting in my seats where you usually sit behind other,
And-
because it's behind the bench of
I'm
whatever
gonna
team
be
you're playing.
curious.
And a lot of those people sell their tickets off, except for this last game.
So let me ask you, in all seriousness, you grew up a Chicago Bears fan. That Bears game
Yeah.
against the Rams was incredible.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is one of the best fourth down plays in NFL history, I think, where he's backpedaling 25 yards,
Never seen that like
throws it on a dime to tie the game. It was insane. Then he throws an interception. So as a childhood...
he threw three. But
I
who's
know.
counting?
It was very cold and blustery.
Yeah.
As a childhood Bears fan, and now you have your home team, which is the Seattle Seahawks, as you're wearing a Seahawks jersey today, if you can find us on YouTube or Spotify video.
Yeah.
Were you emotionally pulling for a Seahawk-Bears game?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ron. I was voting for that, and also I think we match up better against the Bears.
I was rooting for the Bears,
We
too.
don't match up well against the Rams, and here's what
I think it means something more to the people of Chicago than the LA Rams do to the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like the Bears fans making it to a championship game in Caleb Williams' second year means more to those people than LA people. LA people are baseball people.
Yeah.
LA people, like, they care about the Dodgers and the Padres.
They like USC.
They like USC. They're not really an NFL
They like
town.
winners when you're winning.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's like Arizona, the years that Arizona with Kurt Warner down there was winning Super Bowls because everybody there is from somewhere else. And you and I lived down there at the time. You could go to an Arizona game and there were lots of empty seats when they were on a Super Bowl run.
The Bears Seahawks would have been the game I wanted.
You're listening to this on a Monday. The NFC Championship game was yesterday against the Rams. So we don't know what happened yet. But I did go to the dismantling of the 49ers. And I want the casual fan to know that we beat up a very beat-upable team.
Right.
A team
Injured.
that didn't have Joey Bosa on the line. A team that didn't have their middle linebacker, Fred Warner. A team...
Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of their offensive line is missing.
And Christian McCaffrey hurt his shoulder in the first half.
Yeah, and if... I mean, Robert Saleh, who used to coach the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, was their defensive coordinator. The next day, even though they had that blowout, he still got a job as a head coach because everybody in the NFL looked at that and went, yeah, that was a team that was kind of on their last leg. The Rams, I would encourage anyone to go back and look at the tape. Almost over 600 yards of offense against this defense just weeks ago, the Seattle defense.
The Rams had that game in hand.
They had it in hand.
Not, there was a 3% chance that the Seahawks were going to win in the third quarter. And then my guy, Raheed Shaheed, who I've liked since I said his name's Raheed Shaheed.
22.
Like, I love that name.
Yeah.
Ran the punt back, and we had the most improbable play in NFL history of the 2-point conversion that's laying on the ground, and Charbonnet, whose knee is blown out, walks over and just picks up the ball.
So anyway, we don't necessarily know how to handle this show because we may be reminiscing about a team that beat us again, or we may be reminiscing about a team that we blew out, or maybe it was a close. What do you think happened yesterday, even though we're recording this days before? What do you think happened?
I would like to think that the Seattle Seahawks have learned their lesson after this will be the third time they've played the Rams. So Mike McDonald has a lot of tape now to go in there and scheme. He's quote unquote a defensive genius. So I expect that the defense is going to step up with some new.
As a defensive genius yourself, you don't think he is a defensive genius?
No, I'm saying to your
you
point.
did play defensive end on the 82, 83, 84 Eldorado Eagles.
But to your point before, in the previous game at the Seattle, they were running away with it.
It's on a Thursday night, though.
Yeah, Thursday night.
It's on a short week.
So I think that he's going to scheme him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I am concerned that Charbonnet is out because the 1-2 punch of Charbonnet and Walker has been unstoppable for the most part. And so now you're going to have to replace Charbonnet, who's very difficult to replace. He hits the edge and gets extra yards more after contact.
Can we replace Carl? Do you know who Carl is?
I don't know. Who's Carl?
Carl would have been the guy that sat next to you when you were sitting in my seats, and I share those seats with my friend George. So George and I have sat in these seats. No, I'm going to send him the show. We sat in these seats together almost 20 years now, and there's a guy named Carl that shows up, and Carl usually sits to my left.
I met Carl.
Drinks. He's a sneaky drunk. Because he first comes up and he's chatting with you, and you can chat with him about anything and everything. I believe he's an architect. Really nice to chat with. And then he'll get like one beer in. And then he always brings a buddy on his left. And then my friend Michael is on the right, and he always brings a buddy. The buddies are the beer guys. They run.
Feel obligated.
They run because they want to thank Michael and Carl for bringing me to the game. So they bring an overabundance of beer back to the seats. So my son and I are squished between them, drinking our bottle of water and our really dry Kid Valley burgers. And my son decided to get some garlic fries for some reason, which I love not. So Carl says to me, kind of a quarter in, gives me a little elbow and says, "Hey, are you coming to the NFC championship game?" And I said, "Well, if we win this game, there is a NFC championship game, Carl. I expect to see you here." So we had about a 10-minute conversation about it, and then I thought the conversation was over, right? Halftime, I think Carl hits some of the harder spirits because you can't bring the hard spirits down to your seats.
Drink them fast.
Think he hits some of the harder spirits. He comes back, and Carl is loaded. His buddy is loaded, and his buddy can no longer stand, and he's looking at his phone, not even watching the game anymore. His buddy is you're sitting 9 rows back on the 40-yard line. Carl's buddy is staring at the game on his phone, which is maybe, 5 inches from his face, but the game is going on out there. So and then he starts doom scrolling, and just every once in a while, you hear, "Go Seahawks!" from Carl's friend. Carl proceeds to ask me, and my son goes, "Dad," he goes, how many times does he ask that same question? I get the elbow.
He's a repeater drunk.
"Are you coming to the NFC Championship game?" And then he tells me, "I'm going to bring my 13-year-old to the NFC Championship game." 10 minutes later, same question. "Are you coming to the NFC Championship game? If you're not, I'd like to buy your tickets. I'm bringing my 16-year-old. Come to find out, Carl's asking everybody in that area if they're going to the NFC Championship game, he'd like to buy their tickets. And then the kid always appears to be a different age. So I don't think there is a kid. So I called George. It appears what Carl does is he goes there and he mentions the kid so he can buy tickets at face value. So what do you think tickets at face value for the NFC Championship game are? If you're going to buy 2 tickets in the seats that you were in the 100 section.
I would say at least 1,000.
Yeah, they're almost $2,000.
Okay, 2,000.
But what do you think you could sell them for?
At least 1,500.
No, a lot more. NFC champs.
Everybody, I'm lowballing so Don can then react and go, "Are you crazy?" So, Don, at least 1,200.
Yeah. So I think you could probably depending on how the Rams travel. Certainly, if it was the Niners as the NFC Championship game, you could get more. But you could probably get $3-4 grand back per ticket on that.
Okay, so if you were going to wager,
so I think what Carl was doing was buying up other people's tickets so he could turn around,
of course,
and sell those.
I don't like this, Carl.
I don't even think he has a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old, and it's like, why didn't I think of that? That's brilliant. And I even have the 15-year-old sitting next to me, right?
If we had $20,
I should be doing what Carl's doing.
$20 on the game right now, would you put cold hard cash saying the Seattle Seahawks win this game? They won the game yesterday.
Wait, what? Wait,
are you confident?
I'm betting against the Seahawks?
No, are you betting for the Seahawks?
Okay, Ron has a $20 bill, and we're making a bet on a game that already happened.
I'm just saying, I'm using this as an illustration purposes. Would you put money on the Seahawks winning?
I'll take that.
Matt will take your money. I don't need.
All right.
don't know what's happening.
All right, never mind.
Wait.
Or how confident are you they're going to win is what I'm saying. It's really easy to be blustery.
That they won yesterday?
Yes.
I'd have to ask Carl.
All right. Let's go. Go Hawks.
No, I have to. No, I have to say, I'll ask the Jesus guy who stands out front with the loudspeaker, who is now getting louder and louder, who is now next to a drummer. So you have the Jesus guy with the signs. Now there's counter signs and counter yelling at him. So there's signs pointing to you know that whenever you see the Christmas decorations and then the house next door, instead of putting all the decorations up, goes ditto and points a sign to the house.
Right.
That is happening with all, because you saw the Jesus banners, right? And all the guys yelling through because they have high powered megaphones. So now we have counter banners. Next to that, you have a guy that brought a drum down, just a whole drum kit, because he's trying to drown out the Jesus guy. Next to the guy on the bicycle who says that he's riding around the world, which you think he'd already gone around the world on his bicycle.
15 years.
He's been doing it 20 years. I did some research on him one time about where that money really goes. And there's no proof that all that money that he's collecting actually goes to any kind of charity. But I have to say, it was a loaded crowd. I would imagine the crowd yesterday was even more loaded. It got above 112 decibels, I think, and I think that Thursday night really affected them. So I'm hoping we had like a 17-13 Seahawk game
I gotta
win
say,
yesterday. What do you think?
This segment was all over the yard, but I followed it and enjoyed it.
It's fun.
Yes.
Good job. We're back. We'll see you on the other side of this.
If you find yourself dreaming about a new home, go from just a dream to the dream team. Schedule your time at ronanddonsitdown.com.
Repent now.
Thank you.
Jesus is the only way.
Thank you. It is the only way. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Ron and Don Show. Real quick, in the first segment, we were talking about how is it a man's job to take out the garbage and also to pump a woman's gas. And Ron is very clearly anti-pantsuit. Just sidebar, didn't you just go out and help your? I don't. Do we say girlfriend now? Do we say partner?
Life partner, girlfriend, lovely and talented.
Say life partner?
Partner, life partner, girlfriend.
Wow, congratulations.
I think over 50.
Life partner.
Sure, why not?
Nice.
It's nice, right?
Yeah. You're not going to do any better the rest of the way.
No way, absolutely.
She could do a lot better the rest of the way, but you ain't doing any better the rest of the way.
Harsh but fair.
Yeah. So I understand you guys hit the car lot. You and I, back in the day in our 20s, we used to wholesale cars, retail cars. We go to auctions, sell them, clean them up. So you know a lot about cars. You also never learned that you were probably too big for a two-door red Miata, but you still drove one around. Anyway, like Randy Johnson did with your head way
Back in
above
the
the
day.
windshield.
It was a fun drive.
It was. You look great in it. What? How do you buy? I haven't bought a new car in a while. How do you buy a new car? Do you do your research? Did you have to go mano a mano with the sales guy? How did it all go down? And please make yourself the hero of this story.
Here's before I go launching the story, I'll just give me 20 seconds. How do you feel about leases? For specifically, if you're a professional woman with kids, how would you feel about leasing?
It depends on who's paying for the lease. If my company's paying for the lease, I want to know the tax advantages that I might get from the lease. I want to know how many miles you're driving, how you're using the car. So I think it really depends. Like if you're going to buy a pickup truck and you're going to beat the hell out of that pickup truck, then you shouldn't buy something new. You should buy something that's used. You should buy something that somebody is already, been changing the oil for at least 30 to 60,000 miles. And somebody has already taken the hit. Because as soon as you drive a car off a lot, whether it's leased or whether it's brand new, you're going to take a hit. On the other hand, if you're driving a lot, if it's part of your business, I think with her business, pulling up in a particular kind of car is important because it has to do with image and people that are going to want to work with her in the business that she has. So it's. But if you find a car and you're like, hey, I'm going to hang on to this thing for 10 years. then why not own that car and why lease that car?
So I everything you said is
there's lots of tax advantages.
Is good advice. She had been in a lease mostly because she has kids and was like always felt like, hey, I need a safe, reliable car. And if anything happens, I have to get my kids around, and so I'm going to just lease a car, and every 2 years I'm going to get a new car.
Yeah,
so it's been in that road for a long time, and the least, like you said, a nice car. And so I looked at that and I was like, hey, I think at this stage of our life, owning a car is going to be smarter. So I said, let's not get a lease. She wanted all electric. And so she found a car, and this part was unbelievable to me. She found an electric Ioniq 6.
Those are cool.
Which is a really nice car.
It's a great car.
It's a 2025, so less than a year old, had 3,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And it was 20 grand back of the sticker.
Huh.
So someone else bought it new or leased it for a year, whatever it was, only put 3,000 miles on it and ate the 20 grand.
Yep.
And so I was like, that's a very good deal. So we actually drove down to Portland. I felt like the price was fair.
Who drove down to Portland?
We did.
Did you drive or did she?
She drove most of the way down
That's
there
what I
because
thought.
she rented a car and it was in her name, but I drove a lot of the way
You know
back.
what? I like when somebody else drives too.
I do too.
Yeah.
So here's the thing we negotiated on. I like, again, at this stage of my life, I like to pay the little bit extra to get the 10-year bumper-to-bumper warranty.
And you're going to use it.
And actually, I got a 12-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, especially with cars with batteries. If the batteries go out in year 9, you get new batteries with this warranty.
And companies used to do that to get you. Hyundai started doing that because they're like, hey, we were building bad cars. We know that. Now we're building good cars. In order to get you to buy this car, we're going to give you a 10-year transferable warranty on
They
this
don't do
car.
that anymore on the new cars.
They don't?
So, no. So
Interesting.
you pay a little bit extra. But, so I negotiated that part.
You did.
I did.
You stepped in. Life partner.
50%.
Okay.
I got fit. They're like, oh, the 10-year bumper to bumper is this amount. And I was like, oh, really? And so what I did is went back into my phone where I bought that one and negotiated. I was like, because I just got it for this. And the guy was like, oh. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, we'll match that. And it's like, okay, so saved that. And it's a really cool car. Here's the one thing that I had never done in an electric car, though, is so now we're in Portland.
Yeah.
We have a fully charged electric vehicle that flies.
Yeah.
This vehicle moves. And it looks like a Porsche from the back. The styling's great. The interior is very roomy for a guy over 6 feet tall. I'm very impressed with the car. But our range was 200 miles.
Uh-oh.
And it was like, okay, well, we can make it back to Seattle.
No, you can't.
It's like, but if you like...
We rode it on bikes just to brag during your story and make myself a hero.
Yeah.
One day, Seattle to Portland on bikes from the University of Washington. I've done it with the kids of Major Taylor. I have the T-shirt to prove
Did you
it.
have to recharge your
It's
batteries?
one day. It's 215 miles, dog.
Right. So
It's not 200 miles.
So we're driving.
215.
And when you go faster,
You basically are running out of battery in T-Town.
we're running out of battery a little bit between Olympia and T-Town.
Yeah.
So there's this app. So I've never done this. First time I got to recharge. It's like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, boy.
Because it took us a while to get down there. We had dinner, bought the car.
You're
we're
having
driving
some
home.
smokes with the sales guy.
Yeah, we're out back, doing a detail on a trade-in.
Yeah.
And so now you open this app. It says, oh, there's a charging station. It's like an EV charging app. Charging station over here. So drive off 10 o'clock at night. I'm in the middle of wherever. And I'm going down like this back alley. And I'm like, there's not a charger back. So pull out of that. The next charger's 30 miles away. So now I'm cruising up. We're on the side of an Ace Hardware store.
That's what Matt told
with
me.
two chargers.
Matt told me you'll find a lot of chargers outside of late night strip clubs.
And
That's where he finds his.
And so now
For his 84 Corolla.
we're on. So now we're on the side of this Ace Hardware, trying to figure this out for the first time. That's awesome. So there's a dude in the other. There's two chargers. There's a guy sitting in his car in charge port number 1.
Well, luckily it's not a woman in a pantsuit because
Right,
you wouldn't
I
like
wouldn't
her.
help her.
Yeah.
And so he's charging up his car now, and so I cannot figure out this charging port. And so finally, I come to terms with the fact that I think the Charger number 2 is broken.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. Luckily, guy in space number 1 pulls out. 10 minutes later of fiddling around with all the apps and putting your card in and the sequence, you got to plug it in, get it in there, and it charged back up in about 20 minutes. So you sit in your car for 20 minutes.
The whole time it charged?
It's a fast charger.
Full.
Not full. We got it up to 50 miles.
Do you carry the
past
fast charger? Or is the fast charger on
the cord was on there, but we had a cord in the car.
You did, okay.
And so plug it in there. It was $14 to basically put 150 miles of battery in there, and then we unplugged, made it back, and it's a great car.
So
but
the bottom line is
we're not going to do road trips.
You
in that
have
car.
to have a place at home to plug it in, otherwise it's going to turn into a pain in the ass.
I know a lot of people that just go to a park and ride. If
you get away from their life partner.
Yeah, you go to a parking ride, and then or like Safeways have them. A lot of Safeways. Yeah. So while you're shopping, you can top up. But if it's at your house, it's better.
Yeah, I think you get like 7 years into a marriage or a life partnership, and you start planning ways to get away from the house. Like everyone that says, "Oh, I want to go spend more time with my family." That usually lasts a season, and a lot of coaches say that, and then they're right back to
I want to spend less time with my family.
Yeah, because as soon as you spend more time with them, you're like, oh, man.
This doesn't make me want to have an electric car.
It does.
It moves.
Yeah.
Handles great.
Do you need to move?
Super quiet.
Are you not going fast enough?
It's just fun.
Do you have the same road rage you have when you're driving?
No,
because Ron seems to be very mild-mannered. I have to tell you, it's a treat being in a car with Ron when he's driving.
Oh,
he has lots of things to say to lots of people. And the road rage on a scale of 1 to 10, it's not even on that scale. It's on a 12. It is so fun. I pee my pants. We did it one time with my son Gunnar in the car. He was thoroughly, in fact,
it's entertaining.
When he drives me to school, because he's driving now, and he drives me to school, what we try not to do is be you. When we get cut off.
You have to admit to me, you're my street, and don't name the street.
Yeah,
my street could be the dumbest drivers collectively in the entire world.
Why do you say that? I go up and down that street all the time.
Exactly.
Okay. Why are they so dumb?
Never go the speed limit. They just pull off to the side and park.
In fairness, the speed limit is 35, and in the city moved it to 25.
Right.
25 is not a good speed limit for your street.
Right.
32 feels right.
And then
I think they should put up somewhere between 25 and 35.
Depends on how good
32
of a driver you are.
in this stretch feels right. I think, and they've parked all the motorcycles. There's really no motorcycle cops right now because the SPD doesn't have them. You'll see one every once in a while at a funeral if a president's coming to town, and you could tell those guys haven't ridden those bikes in a while. 300 pounds with their boots on, but you're not. It used to be they would run radar there, and you don't have to worry about radar.
So, have you driven a 2025 or later all electric vehicle?
I have. I've driven.
Did you like the torque?
I've driven Laura Miller's.
Did you like the torque?
Tesla. It was insane.
Yeah, it's fun.
I would get a lot of tickets.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. So anyway, don't go anywhere, whether you like it or not. We got the top 5 at 5 coming up.
We do
on the other side of this.
Ron and Don, from radio to real estate. When you're ready to grab a cup of coffee and sit down with the guys, go to ronanddonsitdown.com.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Ron and Don's Top 5 at 5, brought to you by Ron and Don and Seattle.
Ron and Don's Top 5 at 5.
3. All right, story number 1 has to do with hot take dating.
Oh my God, this is funny.
You would be really good at this, I think.
Let's explain the concept first.
Yeah, let's frame the story.
There used to be a thing called speed dating where people would go into a venue.
Did you ever try it?
I don't think I ever did.
I tried it.
And so did you wear a name badge?
Yeah.
You wore a name badge, and like the women would stay at a 2-top table at a restaurant.
I did this in Dallas,
and then you had 5 minutes, is that right? Or 6 minutes?
Boy, maybe not even that much time.
So you'd have between like 4 and 6 minutes. You would sit down at the table. You would talk for the minutes. They would ring some sort of bell.
Ours they blew a whistle.
And then you'd go to the next table, and you worked your way all the way around all the tables.
Our problem was there was only one really attractive woman, even though she had a pantsuit on, and everybody kind of gathered around her. And once they sat down with her, no one was moving. So
the other women. So this is a variation of that where you meet someone in person, and then you talk about all of the controversial topics right out of the gate. So you do politics, you do religion, you do gender roles, whatever the hot takes are. And so you come preloaded with a couple of your hot takes, and the woman gets some hot takes, the man gets some hot takes, and you basically say, hey, we're just going to get this out on the table straight away so we don't start dating. In 3 or 4 months from now, we find out, wait a minute, like you fill in the blank, like you have a big disagreement on a big topic.
I had someone do this, and I remember I did some app dating during Donald, and I don't do that anymore. Just if I meet someone, or you just don't date for a while.
Don's on Farmers Only.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll write that down. No, but it was interesting toward the end of the first Trump administration. You would have more women ask you if you were MAGA or not up front, especially women that live out in the country are more MAGA. Women that live in the city and maybe you're meeting for a coffee or
Meaning
not.
They would ask you because they wanted you to be MAGA, or they asked you because they didn't want you to be MAGA?
Some wanted you to be, and some absolutely didn't want you to be.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, that is a version, right, of hot take dating. And what's interesting is it shows how important that is to people, number one, and how this particular president has pierced our culture so much. And it's kind of what politicians want. They want division. They want us to not get along. They want us to take a side. And growing up, did your parents, like I have to say, I went even kind of through high school. The only reason I knew what Republicans and Democrats were, it wasn't from my TV set because you had 3 channels. It wasn't from the internet because it usually was from history class, right? Or maybe you're taking a civics class. But it was never come to find out later on. My family was all on the right and voted everything. They believe that you vote the right and that is the right thing to do and that you always vote the ticket, not the man. I always believe I don't vote the ticket. I vote the person, the man, the woman, and then the issue, which I think I'm probably more center right. But center right now compared to where things are on the extreme right is probably not even on the right. When you were growing up, did you know your parents or your grandparents? Did you know their politics?
No, we didn't specifically talk politics. I don't think that this should be hot take dating. I think the thing that's more important should be hot trait dating, because your take can change over time.
This is a book.
But if you're not kind, that doesn't change. So like you could be attractive, you can have a hot take, and then if that person is condescending to the waiter, they're going to be condescending their whole life.
Yeah, good point.
So like I'm less concerned with hot takes because I've had so many people in our life, like we've had hot takes that have changed over the years. I used to be like really pro death penalty, and the more I learned about it over the years, I'm not pro death penalty anymore. You can change your take as you get more information, but traits are harder to change.
How about Ron Upshaw, a new podcast, Hot Takes and Cool Traits.
Don't you agree with that, though?
We got a CD series going for the older people that still listen to you on CD.
We could do cassettes, 8 tracks.
No, I have read, and I think it's true, the way that you treat people that are waiting on you. Typically, women really notice that. I find my kid really notices that.
Oh my gosh, it sticks out.
The way that you treat, and if you worked in the service industry, I'm always amazed when someone's like, "Why are you tipping so much?" Or sometimes I went out with some friends the other day and I saw the tip, and to me it wasn't enough, and I didn't get I'm just like, that's not enough, and I put more down. They said, "Well, it's the percentage of the." I know, but we sat here longer. We drank more coffee. We were involved in this conversation. They didn't get to turn the table. And they're like, what's turning the table? And I'm like, okay, you've never
worked at First Cafeteria.
That's right.
Ron and Don's Top 5 at 5.
number 2.
This is pretty crazy. A lot of podcasts I've been listening to, and I listen to more sports podcasts right now, just with the Seahawks and the Mariners having their... There we go. Thank you, Matt off the mic. And then hopefully with the Sonics never coming back, but every mayor always saying we're this close from the Sonics coming back. And all the former mayors saying it was not my fault. Including the gentleman who owned the team at the time, Mr. Coffey, who could have sold the team locally here, but he needed $200,000 more, so he sold it to those bastards in Oklahoma City who now have a national championship. But I'm not bitter about it.
Who could have seen that on the day of?
Yeah, and I'm not bitter about it. And what are we talking about here? I'm amazed all the nicotine pouch commercials, and then also when Kennedy sat here, you are you're in charge of Health and Human Services. Kennedy can barely talk, right? He can barely talk. His skin looks like my skin, which is horrible, right?
He does not use beef tallow.
I would not wish my skin or Kennedy's skin on anyone.
I gotta say, your skin's looking better since the beef tallow. I was skeptical of the beef tallow, and then it started showing up in my Instagram feed to buy beef tallow.
Some beef on it,
and it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and then he takes this, and thanks for that, Ron. It's a well-deserved compliment on my part. You see him take that little pouch out. It's a nicotine pouch. And a lot of men are back to taking these nicotine pouches, and it says it kind of buzzes them. It gives them a little bit of high. It gives them clarity. But the problem is they were saying they're not addictive. Of course they're addictive. And now guys are putting these pouches in 20 and 30 times a day. Nicotine is back, but just in a different form. And every other commercial that I hear on podcasts that are male-oriented are really talking about these pouches. And my son asked me about these pouches the other day, because you see kids now mimicking that, where it's not a drinking culture, but it is a vaping culture. His culture, it's a vaping culture. And they're also adopting these nicotine pouches.
There is some stuff available at convenience stores nowadays that are insane. The vaping, the Kraken or whatever it's called, which is like meth, basically. Like, there's a very addictive stuff that you can just walk into a convenience store and buy over the counter. I agree with you. Like, for whatever reason, we're shifting away from alcohol.
What are you agreeing with? What did I say?
We're shifting away from alcohol as a culture, but it's getting substituted. There's a pot shop down the street from where I live, and man, I will walk by there, and the amount of people flooding in and out of there, buying weed and smelling like weed and using that on a daily basis. I don't know if there's any science on this. Using weed every day seems more harmful to me than if you're just a casual social drinker.
No, there's a lot of science on it. It's not great for you. I don't know if you heard this, Ron, and this is going to be my new podcast, Everything in Moderation.
Including moderation.
Thank you. Yeah. That's right. Let's talk real quick about my friend Moses. He was standing outside Ken's Market. I don't know if y'all ever saw Moses. He's from Kenya. He's been here 31 years. He was on a path to citizenship. That path was cut off by the...
Is he out there selling... like flags?
American flags.
Okay, so he would...
Not just flags, American flags.
I saw Moses. So he would be outside, very friendly, and you could buy an American flag.
Yes. And,
like a little one.
And like my friend Walter, who stands outside, there's a certain coffee shop that we go to, and I won't say where Walter is because I don't want him getting picked up too. You never know. Walter actually works outside this particular coffee shop. The neighborhood loves him. He
sells real change, doesn't he?
He sells real change, and then he lives in a laundromat up on Queen Anne, and at night he's allowed to sleep in there as long as he folds some clothes, right? So he'll fold clothes for people. So the owners work that out, so Walter has a place to stay. Otherwise, I don't know where Walter would stay. In this particular case, Moses, it was the same way. Big part of our neighborhood. You talk to Joe, you talk to Eric, you talk to George that own Ken's. They loved him. They loved him being out there. Everybody loved him being out there selling American flags and American shirts. He sold real change as well. And he was summoned the other day by federal, it's been about 4 months now, by federal ICE agents. And he went down. They shackled him. They sent him to 9 different locations, always shackled, and then they sent him back to Kenya. So the local church, the Lutheran church up on top of Queen Anne, along with my friend Anne, who works at, Anne's in her 70s, she's lovely. She works at Ken's so she can have health care, take care of her sick husband. Put together a collection, and I think we sent him $10,000. And he has never been in jail. He's never been involved in a gang. He's never committed a crime.
Did they deport him?
And they deported him to Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the cruelty of this ICE
and I will say this:
thing is just
I know a
mind-boggling.
couple other people now that have been deported. Right? If you don't know someone that has been deported, and yet you speak up for the black and brown community, right? I see all over Queen Anne, Black Lives Matter. Which Black Lives? Because there's no Black Lives in our neighborhood, right? So, and those are mostly in front of white homes, right? Black Lives Matter. If black and brown lives matter, right? What you see happening now, in my opinion, with this current administration, is a response to the Black Lives Matter movement. What was the first thing that they did in D.C.? They went and they got hammers, and they jacked out all the Black Lives Matter, right? With jackhammers. They took it out. It no longer, and it's like, hey, D.C., do you want your money? Well, in order to get your money, you're going to have to take out that Black Lives Matter road. So they've done that all over the country, and we've seen that with statues and everything else. And I would just encourage people, if you don't know, and I learned this a number of years ago when I was trying to explain the way that black people feel, right? And then I went and became a big brother, like you did, to a black boy for 8 years. And then I found out I don't know shiznit about black culture. And what it makes you do as a white person is shut up and go, I'm not going to sit here and explain black culture, because now I've been lucky enough to be exposed to it. And the same thing about growing up around Hispanics, Mexicans, growing up in some places, a minority, where we grew up born in Chicago as a Catholic Irishman, but growing up in New Mexico around Hispanic families and familia, to see what's happening in our country right now in these neighborhoods. And the people that are standing up are white women. I wrote something about Moses on my Facebook feed. It got hundreds of thousands of views. It got hundreds of comments. All the comments are from women. All of them. All the comments are from women. When you see people taking to the streets right now, it's mostly women. It is mostly women. And I would just ask, where are the men? Where are the men? And if you've been a coach, then you've probably been around black and Hispanic culture and kids that don't look like your kids. Like, where are the men that are going to stand up for what is happening in this country? Because we have a bunch of cosplay. I went to this, and people get it. I went to the Seahawk game. In the military there, every quarter is honored. You stand up and they honor you. They do a flyover, they say honor. The military carried out the flag, and they should be honored for what the military does in this country. I love it, and the military pays a lot of money to do that, because it's a great recruitment tool for them. When you see the United States Coast Guard fly over in their helicopter, and then they land the helicopter, and they all show up in their jumpsuits in the fourth quarter. They understand that the military is not ICE. They also understand that the military is not the local police department. When you talk about ICE and all these ridiculous clothes they put on, it is so effing ridiculous. And they're like, well, we're going up against gangs. You are not going up against more gangs than my friend Davey Hay, who is a patrol woman for the Seattle Police Department. She grew up in the Central. Her parents got their faces bashed in, if you remember, all their dental work when they owned the donut shop. This is the same young girl that grew up in the Central District. We hired a dentist to go in, and when we were doing Cause Radio, and her parents are doing great, by the way. She goes up against gang members every day in her community with just a shirt on and a vest and a gun. right? She doesn't have like a gas mask on. She doesn't have a military outfit that looks like I am going to war with the Central District of Seattle today.
Face covered.
This is what happened, and I hope people understand that. In Iraq and Afghanistan, when those wars were over, we left 4 million pieces of equipment there, but there was so much equipment here in the military industrial complex that was being manufactured and made, it had to go somewhere. Guess where it went? All that equipment, all those vehicles, it went to police departments and organizations like ICE that didn't have the training to go with the cosplay bullshit that's going on right now. So I feel for real cops, right? I feel for the military, and I imagine sprinkled in there's probably some good ICE agents. I don't understand why those ICE agents don't walk off the job today and go, I'm not doing this anymore.
Well, let me just say this.
I'm not doing this to the United States citizens. And if you're worried about your job, go to the local police department. There's plenty of jobs at the local police department if you can qualify. There's plenty of jobs in the military. But to walk off, put all this cosplay bullshit on, and go to war against our own citizens and people like Moses, where are the men? Where are the men in this country that are going to stand up and say what's happening with these ICE agents right now is bullshit, and what is happening right now, women are standing up, but men aren't standing up.
Ron and Don's Top 5 at 5.
Number 4.
Okay, Ron, back to you.
I had a great point, but
what's your point?
Just rallying. We're not, or was this going to be number 4?
This is 4.
Okay. Don and I
here's Ron.
Don and I both believe, I think it's just a quick counterpoint to that.
And Ron and I are life partners, by the way, even though he has another life partner that you just found about on the broadcast.
If there's someone here illegally that has committed crime or is actively dealing drugs or is in a criminal gang, of course we want them deported. We're not anti-deportation, but the measures of cruelty that this administration has gone to, where they will sweep restaurants and they'll sweep through factories and they'll sweep up someone selling American flags in front of a neighborhood grocery store. Those sort of tactics, or with the stuff we've seen in Minnesota.
Those aren't tactics.
There's
no tactics.
It's a brutality that is unconscionable. And again, I just wanted to put out there that we are not saying open the borders, let anyone and everyone through.
Do you have to say that anymore? Do you really even? And I'm just asking you. Do we still have to qualify it?
I don't know. I don't know who's listening to this, but on the chance that there's someone listening to this going, "Oh, Ron and Don are open border people," we're not saying we're open border people. We've lived in every border state that borders Mexico. Don and I have personally lived in every single border state, and what you've learned is it's relatively easy to spot a Mexican cartel gang member in the United States. It is not the person mowing your lawn. It's not the person making your taco. It's not the person on the roof, roofing. It's not that guy.
Yeah, and don't tell me that people are taking away those jobs, because they're not. People, if you know a guy that's white that does insulation, have him call me. They don't exist. And I've shared this before. 1 million homes had to be rebuilt. Over 800,000 homes had to be rebuilt in the Gulf South after Hurricane Katrina. And who did it? We did it on the backs of people that we looked the other way when they came across the border, because it's the only labor that the United States could find, right? So they rebuilt the South. Go to Washington, D.C. Look at all the white marble. Look at all the white statues. Look at the White House, right? The White House, Washington's monument, even old Abe Lincoln sitting there right there, that was ultimately became an abolitionist. All that was built with free labor, which was slave labor. We have people here now that are mowing our lawns, making our tacos, washing our dishes, taking care of our kids, that we are showing up at their kids' school, and we're going around and around in a circle with these ridiculous outfits, right? And we're taking those children, their mom and dad, away from them. What is the matter with us? And again, I will ask, where are the men?
Ron and Don's Top 5 at 5.
Number 5.
Okay. You ever see the movie Walking Tall?
Yeah, the fake documentary, the music documentary with John C. Reilly.
No.
Oh, that's Walk Hard.
Yeah.
What's Walking Tall?
Walking Tall is
Walk Hard is funny though.
Walking Tall is the movie with the guy that carried the big stick. Buford
Is this
T.
like back in the day?
Buford T. Justice. Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't remember this, but
And
go on.
he cleaned up a southern town, right, with his stick. And when the drug cartels came in and the gangs came in, he just beat them with a stick.
Okay.
Sounds like what he really did is beat his wife with a stick and killed her.
Wow, what? I don't know this story. Where are we going here?
How do you not know? I sent the Walking Tall story to you.
No, you did not.
Yeah. And the reason I was interested is because Dwayne Johnson then remade the movie Walking Tall. He went through the same southern town with a really big stick, and he played Buford T. Justice just a few years ago. And now they've done some DNA and come to find out he might have been a serial murderer. You love Dexter. You love fake serial murders.
This is such a left turn.
Thought this story right here because you love serial killers.
No, I don't love serial killers.
You love serial killers.
The show
you
Dexter.
used to our radio station. You used to wear Power to the Chainsaw.
No, Power to the
Power. What was it?
It was.
It was a picture of
something.
Dexter with
Yeah.
a chainsaw.
It was
chopping people up.
It was fun. Dexter was a great TV show.
And you were proud
It's
of
a
it.
TV show.
You were proud of it.
And it was from this century. We're talking like Buford T. Justice is a TV Land thing.
72.
We can't get through one episode of this show without revisiting TV Land. Maybe that's why I just, in my mind with the trauma, I didn't even see the story when you sent it. 'Cause I'm like, I can't go to TV Land again.
Okay.
I left that land years ago.
Good point.
I'm never returning to TV Land.
Here's the story.
Thank you.
No.
Did you want to update on Florence Henderson?
No, I do not. Let's wrap it up.
She's still dead.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. And next time on the Ron and Don Show, we will have an update on the Brady Bros. We will.
Can't wait.
No, I would like you to do your homework for the show.
I will read it.
And maybe you
I'm not
should.
pro serial killer. They're interesting.
And this bickering you're hearing, remember, they are life partners. So
That's right. Power to the... what was that?
Power
It
to
was something to the power to the people, but it involved a chainsaw. Is the shirt gone? They're supposed to last 7 years.
Oh, that shirt's long gone.
It is, okay.
Yeah. Dexter's a good until the last 2 seasons of Dexter. Wah, wah.
Did you just say you bought an all-electrical car, you drove it back, you ran out of power in Tacoma, and you think it's a good deal, and now you want to get one?
Yeah, how often do you drive to Portland?
Well, evidently you did over the weekend.
Once a year?
And couldn't make it back.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes.
Why did you rent a car instead of driving your car down there and then
That's a good question. Thank you, Matt.
because you wanted to be together?
We don't even have the mailbag. You know what? We don't even have the mailbag open, and that's
Enough
a good
questions, people.
That's
We're wrapping this episode up.
That's a good
episode
mailbag.
951 is over. You can find us at ronadonsitdown.com.
Power to the people. Power to
Power
the
to the-
chainsaw. Chainsaws to the... What was that?
We'll find
It
it.
had alliteration,
It did.
and I'm looking for it and can't find it. Matt's going to look.
It's an old Dexter
Give me some
shirt.
time on the clock.
No, we're just wrapping it up.
No, we're going to wait. Matt's looking. Matt, why do you have your...
Power saw to the people.
That's right. That's it. Matt, why do you still have your are you taking, if the Seahawks lose, are you taking the shirt back? Because he still has the
tag on there.
on it. What are you doing?
It's a mini Pearl thing. And if you don't understand mini Pearl, look it up.
I do. That's you're in my wheelhouse.
It's a TV land.
TV Land.
Yeah.
It's way before
Thank
TV
you.
Land. Yeah.
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw.
Yeah. She was pretty hot before she became the old lady with the mini pearl hat on. Did you know that?
That's true. I knew that, but I only
You must be
learned that later.
taking that. If they lose, you're taking the Seahawks shirt back. That's what I would do.
No, it's a mini Pearl thing.
I've never seen you. I've known you for years though, and
You-
you wear all kinds of clothes.
No,
and I've
this is
never
the
seen you with the
first time
towel.
you ever seen him with something new.
That's true.
It's not new. That's the whole point.
All right.
Several years old, and it still has the tag.
How much did it cost?
I don't know. I think it
Is
was
there a
gift.
price? The prices on the Matt's wearing his.
No, I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to start doing that. That's fun. Anything all right, real quick. What is coming up on the Real Estate Only show on Friday?
We are talking reverse mortgages. Is it a good idea if your parents getting up there in age to put on a reverse mortgage to their house?
We run into this a lot.
I'm cautionary tale.
Caution.
We'll get to it in the
on
real estate
Friday's
episode.
show.
Yes.
And Ron has some graphs here that I see because we're going to record it right now. This would be one you may want to look at
Yeah, watch this one on video, Spotify video, or YouTube channel, Ron and Don Radio.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, thanks for listening to the show. Don't forget, we make our money around here by selling, buying, investing in real estate. We really appreciate your referrals. Thank you so much. And even if you run into an issue in real estate and you need our help, someone called us, I think, from Squim the other day, and we are helping her and coaching her. She's in a situation where she can't really sell this house because there's some things that she's locked up in. But sometimes we just give advice to folks. We do something called a Ron and Don sit down, and we see if we can kind of meet you on your real estate journey. It doesn't always end in a transaction, and that's okay. It usually ends in a friendship.
Yeah, ronandonsitdown.com. I also have a buyer's playbook, seller's playbook, free of charge. I'm happy to send that out to you. ronandonsitdown.com.
Yeah, and with interest rates dipping right now, if you're thinking about financing, we're going to talk about that on Friday's show too, what your strategy should be, because what if you get locked in below 6? We have a client right now that's locked in at 6.6, and they're like, hey, if I get locked in below 6, and what if it keeps going down? We have a strategy on the refi where you don't pay for the second refi, which is a pretty good deal too. So, all right, if you need us, ronandonsitdown.com. If you want our buyer's playbook or our seller's playbook, that's fun to read. Plus, there's pictures of us in there from a couple of years ago, and we look pretty hot compared to now. Right?
Low bar. It's a low bar.
It's not we look hot.
Low bar.
Yeah. We're going to look back at this show 30 years from now and think that we were hot.
Right? I doubt I'm going to be watching reruns
we're still around
of the Ron and Don show in 30 years, but sure.
Yeah.
If this show never ends, then we can't go back and watch
That's why I'm still going. Yeah. All right, you guys, head up, shoulders back. Our thanks to Matt, my son Gunner, of course, Charlie the dog. Matt, thanks for all the production work you're doing. And every time the computer breaks, he just kicks it and we keep going. So thanks to John, who helped us buy all this equipment.
Sounds like we just keep going regardless.
Who disappeared.
Of what Matt kicks.
And we think he might be dead. We don't know because he doesn't answer his phone with the broken equipment here. It seems to be broken.
Matt's gear was broken. Our gear's fine.
If it were broken, they wouldn't be able to watch this show.
Okay. So the gear's fine.
Gear's fine. Just please end the episode.
Okay. Well, John, we hope you're not dead. And
if you made it this far, you're a better person than me.
You got to admit, John doesn't answer his phone for a long time, and then you don't hear from him.
Great.
So I just want him to be okay. All right. Can we be done now?
Please.
Okay. Head up, shoulders back. Even the Ron John show. All right. On the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Well, that's it. Show's over. We'll see you next time on the Ron and Don Radio Network.